Hey guys. Alright, so I'm basically just gonna stick with book videos today because they're short and I wanna get through this book, and there is a lot to this, but yes, I'm gonna be going through the entire book, so plan on a ton of videos on our channel. Ton of them. Okay, so this one is on peppers and potatoes. And there's a recipe in this one. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to star this recipe. Oh well. I want to, like, get this recipe in the binder. So, gotta find that binder. I don't know where it is. Alright. So, peppers, both hot and sweet. Like sunny areas and soil that is warm, dry, fertile, and slightly acidic. Don't plant them where you've used a lot of lime. Okay, well, they're going to be in raised beds, so. Alright, start pepper seeds indoors in a warm place. They need more heat than other crops to get going. Use fertilizer, but in small doses. And put compost or other manure under them when you transplant them. Side dress them with rich organic fertilizer when they bloom. Maybe that's what I've done wrong, I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask Andrew about that. So remember, I'm still learning.
I picked up the tab for the back brace myself. The funny thing is that the brace cost more medicine that would prevent it from needing it. It's your medicine. All of the antibiotics that we need are right here, your warehouses, your factories.
When they start to blossom, spray the leaves with a weak mix of warm water and Epsom salts, a form of magnesium. I'm also going to have to get some of that too. Start stocking up on that. Alright, the leaves turn dark green and you will soon have an abundance of peppers. Most peppers start out green, so for red peppers, wait until the peppers turn color. That's the same that goes with the orange and the yellow peppers. And probably like what they call the chocolate peppers, and definitely the purple peppers. And probably the white peppers. And I do have seeds for all of them. I have seeds for, obviously the green ones. And then the red and the orange and the yellow, the orange, the chocolate, the purple, the chocolate, and then the white. And I have seeds for striped peppers that are they have a mix of yellow, orange, and red stripes in the peppers, and they're really cool looking. Okay. Now, I'm going to just read, I was going to make a separate video for this, but this is really small, so I'm just going to include this in this video. This is for hot pepper jelly, and I might go ahead and try this. Could there be a better appetizer than good crackers topped with cream cheese and a dollop of hot pepper jelly? Well, if you make your own cream cheese, then yeah, I would say. From raw milk. The jelly is also a terrific accompaniment to meat or poultry. Use all green peppers or all red ones so the jelly has a soft color. 1/4 cup of chopped jalapenos. 3/4 cup of chopped sweet peppers. 6 cups of sugar, and don't use refined white sugar. 2½ cups of cider vinegar, like your apple cider vinegar. 2 3-ounce pouches of liquid pectin. A few drops of red or green food coloring, optional. 1. Run the jalapenos and sweet peppers in a blender or food processor until finely ground. Combine with sugar and vinegar in a large saucepan. Bring to a full boil over high heat, stirring constantly, then turn down the heat and simmer for 10 minutes. 2. Strain, returning the liquid to the saucepan. Add about 2 tablespoons of the pepper mixture from the strainer. Return to a boil. Add the pectin and the food coloring if you're using it. Bring back to a boil one more time and boil for 1 minute. Ladle into freshly sterilized jars with 2-part canning lids leaving 1/8 of an inch of headroom and seal. Process in boiling water bath for 10 minutes. Makes about 6 8-ounce jars. And I might just try that even though there's the jalapeno peppers in it. Still might try it. Potatoes. A good potato crop starts with good seed potatoes. Garden stores have certified disease-free seed potatoes. Old potatoes from your root cellar may have disease organisms without showing signs. When you buy seed potatoes, some will be small. Plant these whole. Cut bigger ones into 2 or 3 blocky pieces that have 2 or 3 buds or eyes. Make these cuts 1 or 2 days before planting and leave them in a warm place so the cut pieces have time to heal over and dry out a little. You can douse cut pieces with sulfur immediately after cutting. It helps protect potatoes from rotting. 2 ounces protects 10 pounds of potatoes. Put both the cut and the whole potatoes in a paper bag. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons of sulfur and shake the bag. Plant an early crop 5 or 6 weeks before the last frost. A frost before the plants come up is no problem. The soil will insulate them. But if leaves have popped up and there's a frost warning, cover them with soil. The leaves will grow back in a few days. Plant your main crop of potatoes after the average last frost day. This planting can go into the root cellar just before the first fall frost. Potatoes prefer silt or sandy loam that has good drainage and is high in organic matter. Their preferred pH level is 6.0 to 6.5. A higher level may promote potato scab. So you also don't want to use, and I made this mistake, do not use chicken bedding on your potatoes because it will put the little scabs on them. Done that. Avoid using lime. Get a soil test to find out what you have. If your soil is deficient in phosphorus and potash, add rock phosphate in green sand or granite dust. Apply according to package directions. Also remember you can add wood ash to your soil. And I'm gonna make sure that when we clean the ashes out from all of our cook stoves, that we have a good dry place that we're storing it. Like our outdoor kitchen, I'm probably gonna get a metal tub and just shovel the ashes into that. And probably the same thing for the wood cook stove in the house. For bed planting, plant the potatoes under straw, hay, leaves, or other mulch to minimize weeding after sowing. Kinda works, kinda doesn't. I don't think I didn't have enough straw though. So, set up the bed in a rectangle about 6 feet wide and as long as you wish. If heavy rains are a problem in your area, slope the bed to enable drainage. Place potato chunks cut side down 12 inches from the bed sides and ends and space them 12 inches apart in each direction. So, a foot. But for square foot gardening, it's 2 potatoes per square foot. Press them firmly into the soil and top them with a thick layer of straw, hay, or shredded leaves. Weight down the mulch if there is a chance that it might blow away. For row planting, hoe or dig 12-inch wide trenches to about 6 inches deep. The rows should be 2 to 3 feet apart. If needed, add 2 inches of compost and work it into the soil. Place potato chunks cut side down, 12 inches apart and 3 inches deep. As plants emerge, hoe the soil up to them, gradually filling the trench and building a row-long hill about 8 inches high. Mulch the mounds to keep the soil moist and discourage weeds. Harvest the potatoes in dry periods after the vines are dead and dry. Use a potato hook and work carefully to avoid puncturing the potatoes. Let them dry for 1 to 2 hours before you move them into dark storage. Keep them at 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit if you're using them within a month. 40 degrees Fahrenheit if you wish to store them for months, and a root cellar is a perfect place to store them. They are a root crop, so. And I'm going to go ahead and read this little thing. It says storing the harvest. When you store your vegetables for winter use, remember that some crops prefer to be kept dry, whereas others like it moist. Garlic does best when you keep it cool but dry. Winter squash and dry beans need warm, dry spots. Store the following vegetables in a cool, moist place. Beets in damp sand. Brussels sprouts on stems in damp sand. Sorry. Cabbage wrapped in newspaper. I did not know that. I've actually wondered how to store cabbage. There's my answer. Remember that, guys. You can store cabbage in your root cellar wrapped in newspaper. Carrots in damp sand. Celeriac in damp sand. Now that's a type of celery, and I think I have seeds for it. Celery planted in a bucket of damp soil. Jerusalem artichokes in damp sand. Onions in baskets or braided. Now I have read that braided is the best way to store those. Alright, potatoes in baskets. Rutabagas in damp sand. Turnips in damp sand. So there you go. That's on peppers and potatoes. And there's the hot pepper jelly recipe and the storing the harvest. So you guys got a little bit more on this video, and I will hurry up and get this one up there and try to get some more out, guys. And I will see you in a few minutes. Bye, guys.